Meantime, we are watching for that early procedural vote to get a sense of what Senate Democrats will do about the government shutdown. It comes after Minority Leader Chuck Schumer decided to support the Republican resolution that would keep the government open. I want to bring in Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. It's good to see you, Senator. You've said you would vote against this continuing resolution. So far, there are 3 yeses. Chuck Schumer, we knew for a while that John Fetterman was a yes, and just within the last hour, Catherine Cortez Masto. Has what Senator Schumer has argued made you rethink at all?
No, Chris, I'm still a no vote on this full-year continuing resolution. But frankly, Chris, we should take a moment and focus on what unites every Democrat in the Senate and every Democrat in the House. As we have spent this week fighting over this continuing resolution, written by Republicans only, that is a dirty CR, not a clean CR, Republicans have continued to make progress on their plan to slash Medicaid in order to fund tax breaks for billionaires. That's what happens next. When we come back into session, they're going to be moving ahead on their budget plan that will spend trillions of dollars on tax cuts for billionaires, partly funded by slashing assistance like Medicaid that helps families with disabled children, that helps folks who are in treatment for mental health or substance abuse issues, that are in memory care or elder care. It's going to hurt lots of people across our country. And that's the real goal of the Republicans in this Congress. The fight we're having today over exactly when and how we will keep the government open is tiny compared to that fight with Republicans that unifies Democrats.
I understand what you're saying, but it's clear that members of the House are extremely unhappy, that they feel blindsided by the announcement by Chuck Schumer. I'm sure you heard, we just saw the Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries with some harsh words, a statement by former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and of course other members who have decided to vote no, many of them along with you. Has Chuck Schumer hurt himself with his caucus, and has he hurt the Democratic cause?
Look, Chris, rather than focusing on any disagreement or division in my caucus and challenging or questioning Leader Schumer, today what I'm focused on is talking with my colleagues in the Senate, Democrats, about what is the biggest issue, which is the ways that President Trump is breaking the law, that Elon Musk and Doge are tearing through federal agencies that are critical to delivering services to our communities and our people, and the bigger plan that Republicans are moving forward unanimously to cut Medicaid and to provide tax cuts for billionaires. There are, of course, some disagreements over exactly how we got here today, but I think we need to come together as Democrats and show a united front. I am going to vote no on this continuing resolution. I think that's the better path that we should have taken. But instead of focusing on that, I want to look ahead and focus on the thing that unites Democrats.
So I don't think there's any doubt about that, Senator. I don't think there's any doubt that Democrats, and I'm not just talking about members of Congress, I'm talking about their constituents, want those who are in power, like you, like Chuck Schumer, to stand up and fight. Is there another opportunity? Because one of the arguments I've been hearing so far today is we were handed an opportunity to fight and we didn't take it. So if not this, looking ahead, Senator, what?
So that's what I've just said several times, but I'm happy to repeat myself. We need to uniformly oppose the efforts by Republicans to impose cuts on Medicaid and other critical life-saving benefits and programs in order to fund tax cuts for billionaires. That's what the next couple of months will be focused on as Republicans jam those bills through the House and the Senate. The next time we will have a shutdown fight or a chance to vote on whether or not to keep the government open will be in September. And between now in March and then in September, what Republicans are focused on is shutting down more federal agencies, laying off more workers, and passing their budget that will cut benefits like Medicaid that millions of Americans rely upon in order to continue tax cuts for billionaires and issue new tax cuts. They're going to break the bank of the federal budget, and they're going to do it by taking away things that tens of thousands of Delawareans and millions of Americans rely on.
I was listening to you, and I hear your message, but I guess I'm looking for a more specific strategy or some indication that you guys have a plan to come together. Is it that you think that message is the one that will resonate? What specifically is your way of pushing back? Because there's been a lot of messaging, but Donald Trump has been pushing ahead and Elon Musk has been pushing ahead.
What Donald Trump is pushing ahead with is a crazy quilt of tariffs against our closest allies and partners and our biggest trading partners. He's imposing tariffs on the European Union. He just had the Taoiseach, the leader of Ireland, over to the White House to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and a little bit of tension was visible because he had just announced tariffs on the European Union. Ireland's a member. We recently had visits from leaders from both Canada and Mexico, our #1 and #2 trading partners. From Delaware, our biggest trading partner is Canada. They are one of our closest and most trusted allies. Donald Trump is imposing huge tariffs on Canadian goods, Mexican goods, European goods, putting them on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off. And we've seen the response in the stock market. It's lost 4% of its value, $7 trillion in just the last 2 weeks. So, Chris, don't look at your 401k. You may not like what you see. And we're already seeing consumer confidence, future growth, job growth, and the stock market respond to Trump's chaos and to Trump's tariffs. That is something where every Democrat agrees. His economic stewardship of our country is leading to chaos and to a steady loss in the market. And he's done nothing to meet his core promise of his campaign to make America affordable again. Prices go up when tariffs are imposed, not down.
Senator Chris Coons, I appreciate you taking the time. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Chris.